Yo, 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 it's time for another episode of Film Freakz with a Z, the podcast all about movies. Every episode is about a singular movie. We review a movie, and of course we'll introduce this episode's movie, Uno Momento. But first, if you want to join in on the fan vote, that's right. We want your movie recommendations. So in the next fan vote, your movie could be there. All you gotta do is comment on the latest episode of Film Freakz with a Z, or send us an email at ff.filmfreakswithaz@gmail.com. Or, of course, you can talk in my Discord, the Ferret Nation Discord, in the movie section, and recommend a movie there. Alright, before we introduce the movie, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. I am Yemmy the Ferret, a.k.a. Yemmy. Who am I here with?
Hello, it is me, Gritty Waffle.
And it's Coco Gamer.
And special guest joining us today, because Tay could not make it, it's aRetroFellow.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? That's me. I'm aRetroFellow, aka your favorite fellow. Ooh.
There he is. So
there he is.
We're continuing the legacy of people not being available in our own group
Nice.
when we have guests on. I don't think we've had a full group with a guest since the Mission Impossible, one of the first guest appearances by Callus. But
Power Rangers, right? No, we had Power Rangers.
It was Mission Impossible for Callus.
Yeah.
Alice.
We were missing.
Yes.
Well, actually, you. I think you are right. I think everyone was available for Andrew on Power Rangers.
Pop.
But
I'm not sure which one came first, but it doesn't matter. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It has been a while. But you know what? Fellow's here to fill the void that Tay leaves.
Woo! I'm all about filling voids.
And he also, yeah.
That sounds a little weird.
As you may or may not know, Fellow actually won the fan vote for his movie, which he's going to introduce, of course. But Fellow, we want to ask you one simple question, okay?
Hello.
What is your favorite Squid movie?
You may have not seen this one. It's more like one of those kind of like black market kind of films. So it's Barnyard, but everyone's a squid. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Never even heard of it.
It's not. There's no title. It comes in a completely black box. You just put it in your DVD player. You know,
get it off the dark web.
You get off the deep web.
Dark web.
Very, very dark web. So we keep that one under the shutters, if you know what I mean. You know.
All right. Well,
Anyways,
if you want to go ahead and introduce your movie, Fellow,
Yes.
go ahead. Take us away.
I'm very excited about this one. Okay, so today we will be talking about Megamind, the movie that you might not know about. Maybe you might not know about it, but if you do, then that's A+ in my book. So the movie's, of course, Megamind, and it was released in 2010, so it's been 11 years
that's shocking
since
to
this
me.
movie's came out, and it still looks great. We'll get into that. It was directed by Tom McGrath, and the synopsis is a little short. It's his brain is off the chain. Bumbling supervillain Megamind finally defeats his nemesis, the superhero Metro Man. But without a hero, he loses all purpose and must find new meaning to his life. And the cast, we're just going to read off the main characters here. Will Ferrell is voicing Megamind. Awesome voice. Love that. Brad Pitt is voicing Metro Man, not Mega Man. Tina Fey is voicing Roxanne Ritchie. Jonah Hill, one of my favorites. It's kind of funny. Jonah Hill and Brad Pitt in the voice movie. Awesome. Is voicing Hal Stewart / Titan. And David Cross is voicing the Minion. And that's basically the
Ben Stiller.
main cast.
Ben Stiller,
And Ben Stiller is voicing
what a
Bernard.
crew.
Yeah, that smaller voice role right there. He's only there for a little while, but yeah, Ben Stiller is in there. Yeah. If you guys want to say it, if you want to call out any other actors you see in that cast, go do so now. I don't really recognize any names personally, but
No, that's good. J.K. Simmons is the warden. He's a pretty big time actor. But yeah, other than that, I think you covered us all. J.K. Simmons is the guy who plays Spider-Man. Like, give me pictures of Spider-Man. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, John Jameson.
Yeah, there you go, Coco.
Yeah, I mean, what a crazy crew. I didn't realize all of them were, in this movie until I was reading the credits. I was like, really? And then I was like, seeing Tina Fey. I was like, really? So it's it was kind of shocking to me. But what a good crew to have for such a good movie.
Honestly, this movie really is an all-star. I guess we can kick right off into it with, I've known about this movie probably since launch. I don't think I watched it in theaters. I think I actually watched it at like some school fun night kind of thing. They had a movie on and we did dumb middle school things, back in the day. And I think that's when I first watched it, if I'm not wrong. And I loved it back in the day, and I still love it now. And I don't think it really has as much praise. Well, recently it's been getting more praise online. I don't know if you guys have run into that, but it's definitely a underdog for DreamWorks,
it's definitely underrated.
Right? Is it DreamWorks? Yeah, for DreamWorks. So a movie that was overshadowed actually by Despicable Me. I think they were released around the same time. Yeah. So that's probably why, a lot of kids don't know about this one, is because they just probably went to go watch the Tic Tacs, yellow Tic Tac monsters, Despicable Me characters,
Exactly.
So,
I thought you were talking about TikTok.
Oh, no. TikTok.
I was like, TikTok was back in the day.
No.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it's on that trend early.
Yeah, but I mean, Retro, he nailed it earlier. He said 2010. I was like, really?
Yeah,
like
2010.
This movie still holds its piece for
absolutely.
a 2010 movie.
Looks great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's so
Very
many like
visually appealing movie.
setups and payoffs in this. And then also, I really like the genuine twists in the movie were actually really good.
There's a lot of them.
Even though I think everyone was expecting Metro Man not to be dead, especially after his poor acting when he was doing the copper thing.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I think some of the other like surprises in the movie were actually really well written and really well done.
Absolutely.
A lot of twists, for sure.
I think Megamind's a great character. I mean, the whole movie has to do with like, choosing your own path and like, being pressured to do things that you might not want to do. Like, Metro Man, be a superhero. Obviously, you didn't want to be a superhero. Wanted to be Music Man, there's a really funny line there. Actually, we'll get. I was like that really funny line in that exchange.
Want to keep my motto.
And then it was just so good. And then Megamind, he didn't really know what what he wanted to be. He was forced to, of course, live in prison, and he was taught nature over nurture, right? He was taught like cops bad, or thief good, so he was just kind of put into that. But he didn't want to be a bad guy, because in the beginning of the movie we see him at like the school trying to make friends, and then people pushed him away, and that's what made him go bad.
I about to say, he wasn't really taught to be bad, though. He's just, based off of experience, and I think a lot of people can relate to this now, is, just, being based off of your experience, you want to be bad, or you want to do, other things just because, you had a horrible past, or, it's...
Yeah,
I know, I didn't really end on there, but yeah.
I know.
I kind of...
Because, Metro Man, lands in the, it was so funny. When Megamind's like little pod was actually supposed to go into the mansion, and then Metro Man's pod hits his pod, and
It's like boing.
he goes to the mansion instead, and then Megamind goes to the prison, and that's where like he's brought up in a prison, so
It's just funny is that. What's so funny is that how close they are to the prison, because he didn't fly too far.
Yeah.
It's just like.
The school is literally like outside, like in viewing distance of the prison too.
Just makes you wonder, why can't they just walk over there instead of going to the whole bus ride? Go. It's like, I'll take you through the bus. 2 seconds later, all right, get out.
Well, that's how it is in normal school, anyways.
Oh, of course, school's prison, hot take. But I think there was great storytelling here. A great like character that. Was fleshed out a bit. It's a shorter movie. I think the movie's about an hour 20. It's definitely nice
something like that.
Yeah, it's a bite-sized movie, but for what they had to work with, I think that it was a really well-told story, very underrated, well-told story for that matter too.
Yeah, it definitely went by pretty quickly, which is a positive for it because, when you're looking at an animated movie for kids, like look at Over the Hedge, that was also like an hour and, 15-minute kind of movie. And I think that really is a positive for those movies because, like, they don't overstay their welcome, Like, it has a story that it wants to tell. It tells that story. It doesn't beat around the bush. I'm sure I would have liked things to be a little bit more fleshed out in some areas, but I think that for what they did, I think it works really well.
Yeah. And a fun fact, I just found out about this morning. So apparently there was like I think a 20-minute or a 15-minute like short that was released after this movie. I haven't watched it yet. Of course, I'm not going to cover that base because I didn't know about that until this morning. But that's something I'm definitely going to go back and take a peek at and see what they, what that's actually about. If it, dwells on Megamind being a good guy now or if it's completely different.
Yeah, it could just be a Christmas story like they did with every other property for DreamWorks.
Dear Lord, I hope not.
Madagascar, Shrek.
Yeah, poor Shrek.
Shrek.
I think it was Button of Doom. I think that's what they called it.
Oh, yep, Button of Doom. Yeah, I gotta watch.
Yeah,
that.
I remember seeing that. It's been so long they can't exactly remember what it is, but I do remember watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my first time watching this. I've heard about it, of course, but it was my first time actually like sitting down and watching it. And I know that one of my more favorited YouTubers for like doing movie reviews put out like a whole like video about it, and it was titled "It's a subversive masterpiece." I haven't watched it yet, but I'm trying to figure out what the title of that YouTube video is trying to say.
It's like, is it really good? Or is it right
that's a good thing. I mean, I feel like they probably wouldn't put the word masterpiece if they were calling it bad. I don't know. But I honestly, I mean, watching it as an adult, like I said, when I watched it, I was, in middle school, so 2011, 2010. And then watching it again, this weekend, honestly, you catch so much more. Like, this isn't a kid's movie that, like, tries to be too much for the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
there's no fart jokes or anything in it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's emotional. There's some emotional parts, like there's humor that you wouldn't really have. That wouldn't really, you get kind of goes over your head a little bit at first, but then you understand it afterwards. Like it's really really well done. Also, really awesome soundtrack. I really appreciate the soundtrack of this movie so much more as an adult.
It was kind of on the nose though, like.
I mean, it's the classics, though.
What song was it where, like, I don't even remember the part, but...
There's Highway to Hell, there's Bad, there's,
Back and Buck.
Crazy Train.
Crazy Train's in there, yep.
I just felt like some of the song choices were a little bit on the nose. I think there was one about... I don't even remember, but I do remember being like, okay, this is kind of like... I don't know. I do like that like Minion cut off Highway to Hell before he said hell.
Yep. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. That was a really funny part too. I was like, can they not say hell? I mean, will that make this movie not, rated E for everyone? I don't know. I'm curious about that.
One swear word and you're out.
Yeah. What is it like to be PG-13? It's like one swear word per hour or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Some bizarre rule like that, but no, I thought the soundtrack really complemented the movie, in its moments, in a really, really, in a good way. I think it attributed to, how well it conveyed its parts. Like when one of my favorite parts of the movie, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but we can go back.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is
we always skip around.
Yeah. When the big fight between Megamind comes back, he puts himself in jail after the whole, breakup. And then he goes and back to challenge Titan, and then he has all the robots like making like a huge picture of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was just.
It's all about the spectacle,
dude. Yeah. Presentation, dude.
Yeah.
Such a good part. Holy crap! It looks so good.
And you could see him like when he was like falling down. You could see him and you could see it still chewing on Titan.
Yep.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I caught on that too. Super awesome part. I forgot what song they played there, but I think it really like helped out the scene. I'm a sucker for soundtracks.
Yeah, I knew it was Back in
Black.
Or was it Welcome to the Jungle? Either one.
Welcome to Jungle was Guns N' Roses on there. They might add both of them. I don't know.
Well, they did. Yeah, I think they did Welcome to the Jungle. Hell, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's where I heard it.
They did, didn't they? I don't even know. Doesn't matter. I do like how Megamind was so he wanted a hero to fight so badly that of course he made one. But I like how he was trying to kind of do like the same back and forth that he had with Metro Man. And that part where he's like figuring out like, oh, this guy's meaning some serious business.
Yeah, this guy's
I like that whole segment where like he's still having fun with it and he's thinking Titan's playing along, but then it's like, oh, and then he burns the fucking statue of him with his eyeballs, and it's like, oh shit, shit starts at the fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Titan definitely, not the worthy hero that Megamind obviously wanted him to be. I think that entire thing was cool where Roxanne found his lair randomly. Like that whole hey, because he called him on the phone because he thought he was Bernard.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I just found Megamind's lair. It's like, how'd you find his lair? Oh, the fake observatory's still there.
Yeah, Mike just like the match, it's like secret entrance. It's like minion. It's like I always lose it.
My secret entrance. Hey, I just found the secret entrance. Yeah, that entire thing, and then him, turning into Bernard, and then fighting himself in the shed. That was really, really funny. I thought that was really good. And then from there was Titan, the birth of him.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun parts in this movie. That was one of my favorite parts too, where they were in the secret lair and whatever. But I do also like that part where Tina Fey's character is like, she's like, I just need the step back, and she steps back, and she it reveals Titan was Megamind's baby, pretty much.
Yeah.
I really was expecting her to like fall off of the roof or something. Like,
oh God!
That would have been so
classic
cliche.
Superman fashion.
Yeah, but that's another thing. I think they, when Titan was kind of, being kind of weird with Tina Fey's character.
He's an incel. He's a 1,000% incel.
Well, yeah, he had so many expectations, and I think they really conveyed like a message there really well, about creeping on people,
Oh yeah,
being too strong.
He was, someone who thought that he was like he deserved her, you know what I mean?
Because he was strong now, yeah.
Because he was nice, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm nice."
He's a nice guy.
yeah. He's like, "Oh, if I'm nice, then I deserve her. Like I'm entitled to her." And then that's obviously not how it is in life,
Nope.
And then he was like, "Oh, but she likes Metro Man, so if I have powers, then she has to like me, right?"
And then in the movie they reveal it's like, I actually don't like that type of man. It's just reporting.
Yeah,
that's just.
Yep. And then I thought it was cool because like then Megamind, right, had that same thing where she saw I was Megamind and she was like, "Oh, I don't want to be with you." But Megamind didn't try to kidnap her or do anything crazy. He was like, "You know what? This is fair. This is fair because he quote unquote killed Metro Man." I thought that was really nice foil, between the two.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think of us.
I'm a spitball. I feel like I'm talking a lot. You guys can interject a little bit,
Like from what I've seen, I'm not sure if you guys spot anything, but I didn't really see any parts where the animation kind of failed or just did not look, I guess, crisp, especially as the other scenes.
Animation was 10 out of 10. I mean, I saw no problems, honestly.
I didn't like the design of like the human characters. Like their faces were really weird.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Every time I look at Tina Fey's character, which I'll probably look up the name of the character eventually, but I just like she almost is built like Megamind, where she has like this squished face and then a bigger forehead. And a lot of the characters were set up like that. So I don't know why they all attached themselves to Metro Man so much when so many of them kind of looked more like Megamind.
Yeah, the animation style really dragged into Despicable Me. They really look super similar, those two movies. Of course, they're by the same company, couple same time frame, but they do look very, very similar. Yeah, they look kind of weird. Yeah.
Despicable Me was Illumination.
Oh, it's Illumination. Sorry, not DreamWorks. Yeah, not same. Yeah, Illumination. Yeah, I was wondering why would DreamWorks put out Despicable Me and Megamind? Yeah, wrong company. Yeah.
It gives DreamWorks much more reputation.
Yeah, definitely not DreamWorks.
That'd be weird because then they would have a movie with Minion, and then they have a movie with Minions.
Oh, true. Oh, it's so weird. I didn't think about that. Minion
Yeah.
and minion.
I will take
Oh,
100
God.
minion over 100
Yeah.
minions, if you
Yes.
know what I
Oh,
mean.
please. Oh,
Minion
absolutely.
was a really
Minion
fun
was good.
character. I liked
Yeah.
his
I
design.
love
Yeah.
Minion.
I liked how Megamind made like this gorilla suit for him. And I mean, I think my favorite joke of the movie was at the end when he's like faking his
Yeah.
death. Like they try and
Yep.
get you by the heartstrings, and I'm like, whoa, no, this ain't real. And then he starts doing the coffee and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed that. I laughed pretty hard at that.
Well, you gotta know this movie's geared towards kids who would have probably
Off on
don't
that.
understand. But
I don't know. I don't think
I
that's.
love that part.
I don't think that's the right point to make. I think it's just it subverts your expectations because you're expecting the fish to die or just barely make it. For whatever reason, Megamind punches him and he starts to breathe. Like that's a cliche.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what they did was something to subvert your expectations, which may make it a subversive masterpiece. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
well, what
Absolutely.
threw me for the loop, since we're kind of at that part, is that whole minion being Megamind, and Megamind being
Metro
he's
Man.
a superhero,
Metro
Metro
Man,
Man.
yeah.
That really threw me for a loop.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was-
whoa,
that was
whoa,
great.
Wait a minute,
That was a great
was-
twist.
Yeah, I
Awesome
figured
twist.
that, sorry. Yeah, I like that twist too. I figured that, there was no way this is going to be ending here. It was
But they made it seem so real because
it
everybody's
seems
like,
so
oh,
real until
he's
until
gonna
we
come back,
actually heard
and then it wasn't really him. So
yeah, it seems so real until you actually heard was what he pronounced it as, which was a good, cool, way to get him coming back instead of just.
Oh yeah, that was genius. I loved that so much. They played on that, the whole Metrocity versus Metro City. That was so sick. Because I mean, it just draws out the story a little more. You know what I mean? It puts it to more another kind of little part, which was amazing. I loved that so much.
Yeah,
Such
I
an
didn't even
awesome
realize that he said Metrocity. I was just so used to him saying it.
yeah.
part. Yeah.
And then when
I didn't
Titan
even
came
notice.
back and was like, "You motherfucker," I was like, "Oh, they got me
Yep.
good there."
Yeah. Super cool part. I like the ending too, where they just find the car. The invisible car just happens to be there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's the car.
Maybe you should look back too.
It's like,
He's
oh,
like-
I see it now.
Yeah. I did look back. This isn't the good time, Roxanne. remember when I broke up with you? This isn't the good time for that.
It's like, you're trying to kill me.
Yeah, I love parts like that.
I have a good
That was
question.
all I've got. What's up?
What happened to Bernard?
Oh,
Dude,
so you didn't watch the end credits? Ooh.
Oh.
I don't think I did either, actually.
But
He's in-
yeah,
Yeah, he's in the prison.
Wait, Bernard's in prison?
Yeah, remember he was dancing to the music
Oh,
when
no.
Megamind was.
no, you're thinking of Titan.
That's
Menard.
Menard is the nerd
librarian.
that was on. Yeah, the
Oh,
librarian.
that's right. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah,
Was
so
he-
go
was he in
back
the
and
credits?
he's like in the washing machine. Like Minion is singing Crazy Train, and it was just so weird. It was like 5 seconds, and he's singing Crazy Train. He opens the washer. He's like, "Oh, help me!" And then Minion just kind of shuts the door and it walks away.
Oh,
It was just,
That's
I
right.
have to-
That's right.
I have to see that. It's like a little 5-second part.
I
Okay.
wasn't expecting there to be an after credits scene. That's usually
Yeah,
all like to
it's
like
there.
superhero movies. Well, this is a superhero movie. What am I stupid?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
All right,
So-
I'll have to check that out on YouTube. That sounds
Same.
funny. Because I was wondering
Yeah.
at the end of it, I'm like, hold on, what the heck happened to Bernard? Like I thought he was gonna like pop out of his pocket during that dinner scene, like she was gonna
I
spill
did the
water
same
on him
thing
or
too.
something.
I was like, what happened to him? And then I was just watching the credits and I was scrolling through and I was watching it on times 2 and it popped up and I was like, oh wait, what's this? And then just a little quick credit and I was like, oh, okay.
Him out. It's like, nope, we haven't forgotten about him.
So something that
looks amazing.
appeared more to me as an adult than when I was a kid. So I didn't. So when he's falling from the sky, I'm not talking about the beginning. I'm talking about the actual ending. When he's falling from the sky into the fountain,
Yeah.
and he would have died if he hit the water. You know what I mean? I didn't connect 2 and 2. So I didn't know that he pointed the gun at himself, made himself that hydro cube,
Mm-hmm.
and then the hydro cube dropped in the water, and it hydrosized him. And then That was so cool. As a
Yeah,
kid,
that
I
was a
literally,
good plan.
dude, because he popped out of nowhere. Like, so
Yeah.
as a kid, I'm like, oh, he probably just came out of nowhere, and I'm like, I don't know why that little square is there, but I'm like, holy crap, it's actually such a mega mind play right
Yeah,
there.
it really
you
is.
know?
You
Like, super
like,
dope.
You see his plans. Like, remember, like he was we're talking to himself, and he said he had so many plans he wanted to do to him, but he never
Yep.
never gets a chance to anymore.
Yeah, I love the whole Brainiac thing. I'm a huge I'm huge into that brains versus brawn, and I think this movie really put that out there. It was super super cool, and it showed it with Megamind, in making these crazy contraptions, trying to make some friends in elementary school or whatever, and then to him as an adult, where it makes these super elaborate robots or little just bots, it's super. I thought that was a really cool progression of that too. Really nice.
Y'all are gonna hate me, but this movie starts off with a in the future moment and then goes to the past.
Yeah,
and
I know you
one
don't
of my
like that.
biggest pet peeves in any movie ever. I know it's like a short thing, but I'm like,
It's right at the end.
We could have just started the movie with him leaving the planet. We didn't have to have him falling from the sky doing a monologue. It just I don't know. That just eats at my pet peeves,
So
I didn't say monologue kind of stuff.
Did you like that when it was done in Deadpool?
No.
You didn't like that in Deadpool either?
No, I don't like it when it happens ever, because it's like you could just build up to that moment. You don't have to be like, something's cool gonna happen here. Gotta wait though. Gotta go back in time and talk about his family and how he got pegged. Like,
So my counterpoint to that is I think it was actually kind of well done. Number one, because it was definitely it was very short.
Yeah, they didn't go on.
My counterpoint is if it's so short,
relatively.
then why put it in the movie? You could just start with the big not action sequence, but just the big where it starts directly after that, and nothing would have changed about the movie at all. That's the thing. Like, if it adds something to the movie, then maybe I'll accept it a little bit more. But the fact of the matter is, it's just teasing the end of the movie, and you don't see it until an hour and 10 minutes into the film, and he's like, and now we're wrapping back up around here. It's like, I understand you kind of want to be like, okay, this is why he's talking over the whole movie, but there are plenty of movies that have monologues over scenes that don't start like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. My second counterpoint was gonna be, so that little I don't even know what you'd call it, that little part there, actually at the end of it was actually different. Like, it wasn't the same. Like, they
it wasn't the same scene. It wasn't
the same scene. It was a different. Like, they never actually reused that little bit. Like, in Deadpool they went like right back into that. But this one they didn't reuse that one part. They actually animated it again, and it was different. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was a cool takeaway, honestly, personally. I thought it was
it's really bad. Like with Yemmy, like, it's not my personal favorite. I can live with it. I'm not like deducting it from the film, but it's still like, it's like, we didn't really need that, but I did enjoy that it changed it at least.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that
same.
just kind of bolsters my point of, if it's changed, then it doesn't even need to be in the movie in the first place. I don't know. You can't break me from this. I complain about it in video games, and I'll complain about it in movies. I don't like it when they start like in the middle of the story or at the end of the story, and then they're like, all right, let's take away all your powers and then put you into the ring, and it's a level 0 now. It's like, thank you so much. I appreciate, feeling like a badass and then getting it all stripped away from me. Thank you so much.
Or the ones that are like, I bet you're wondering how I ended up here.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Freeze frame.
No.
Record scratch.
A lot of like videos, like YouTube videos or TikToks nowadays. So I think the reason they do that, maybe not necessarily in the movie, but like that kind of like, practice is just to have that initial like boom, like very gratifying, like initial action kind of thing, and then get back into it to make you
try
to
keep your interest.
Yeah, that's kind of why I think that's like the thought process behind that. But I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but
Yeah, just for this movie, it seems like even less, like, I don't know, because like Deadpool, it actually started off with something at least.
Yeah.
But in this movie, it's just like like I said, you could literally cut it from the movie, and the movie would be no different.
Yeah, true.
True.
It would be no different.
They
And
needed the
we
run.
wouldn't even talk about this. What'd you say, Nick?
They needed the runtime.
Oh.
So
Yeah, they need to add that extra, 20 seconds onto there.
So I wanted to bring up, what do you think about, like, I know we kind of already hit up on it, but what do you think about Megamind and like Roxanne's love story? I mean, I felt like there was a good amount of tea in it. I guess I could say tea, but like, was it too much? Was it too little? Like, I don't know. I thought there was some parts we didn't need, like the dinner scene, but I don't know. What's your guys' opinion on that?
I thought it was probably just right, because that whole thing just, like, was going to show, like, that Megamind, this is Megamind's true form. You know what I mean? Like, this is his true self. This is when, like, Roxanne brings out the best in him. You know what I mean? And then from there, he went to clean up the city. He went to make the city a better place. And we're like, yo, where's Megamind? Why is the city such a nice place now? So I thought that was, that was actually fleshed out decently enough. That's my take on that one.
Yeah, but what was with the scene when she was like crying? It was all raining, and like some of the trash cans came back, but nothing else came back. Like, why was it just that corner? Like, I get, like, they're making it sad, and like, the city's going back to normal since she broke Megamind's heart, but it's like that was just it. I know, but then I know, like, the story of Titan took over, but.
Yeah, I think the reason why that was like that is, I don't know, maybe that was a part of the city that didn't have that much trash. And also, they were hydro cubes, so when it was raining, the hydro cubes,
came back.
Okay, that makes sense.
Became large again.
And it probably just only showed those. Sorry.
No, go on, man. Feel free over. No worries.
They probably just only showed those because those are the ones, like, right next to her, instead of just showing stuff in the background.
But there was a zoom out. I mean, they could have showed, like,
they
could have showed more, obviously, but they didn't. So whatever.
It's not a deal breaker,
I do think that the relationship does go a bit fast in the movie. Because she goes from, like, being, like, kind of awkward with Bernard to going into the elevator, and all of a sudden she's, like, swooning over him because he knows so much about not Megamind, Metro Man. I do think the relationship does go a bit fast, especially because it seems like, I don't know if it's a matter of days later or what, but they're meeting up at that secret place, and she apparently has enough trust in him to invite him over there. Just little quick on the draw there, but you're quick. With what you're working with, I guess it in the time frame, it makes sense.
Yep.
Can't flush out too much.
Then of course, it has the classic "you lied to me" moment in the movie, which
it did. It did.
At least it didn't dwell on that for too long.
No, I think that was pretty, like I was touching on before, like, when Megamind got his heart crushed and he was denied, he didn't, like, just kidnap her, but Titan, when he got his heart crushed and denied, he was calling back to himself, which he's an incel, so he's like, oh, if you deny me, you're wrong and I'm right, and then he just tried to kidnap her again. I also thought that was really funny when Megamind as the dad, space dad, remember that? When he was at space dad, he was like, he didn't know he was talking to Titan about Roxanne. He just thought he was talking about girl. So it's like, all you have to do is save her, and then in the next scene, all Titan does is throw her, then save her, throw her. I'm like, dude, this is definitely not how you go about getting a girl. Like, right. That's not what he meant.
Yeah, but that's, his role, I guess you could say, is he's not supposed to know how you talk to girls, how to pick up girls,
Oh, he's got, like, this warped perception of how the world is supposed to work, and he sees Metro Man being so popular, and he's like, he just wants to fill that role, even though no one knows him yet, even though nothing has happened yet. He just wants to be that kind of beloved character.
And then when he's denied, he's like, like, just like how Megamind, right? When he was denied in, like, elementary school, right? When all the kids were like, oh, whatever. They were all Metro Man. Then he turned back to being evil. And then just like how Titan, when he was denied, he turned back and was like, okay, I'm gonna turn to destruction, and brute force and aggression.
Yeah, I mean, going off of that, I felt like, and also what Yemmy was saying about going too fast is he turned evil like quickly. He was like playing video games. He's like, let's be evil. We're like, what?
Yeah, I feel like it was always in him, personally.
Really?
It was always,
he lost his temper at the news van, and you can kind of tell that he was not like all completely there. He
they hinted at it in the beginning.
He wasn't catching the signs that she didn't like him as like a even as like a friend. They're just business associates.
Just like, get away from me.
Just all the hatred of like what happened to him in the past. Like, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And then he only really popped off when Megamind turned into Bernard because Titan saw them at dinner. You know what I mean? He saw him through the window, and then when he saw it, that really snapped him because he was like, no, that's my girl. In his mind, she was like my girlfriend, but obviously they're not girlfriends. He
kept saying, "Our first fight." I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
It was also fun to like see like Megamind, think it's all fun and games, and Titan was just out there for his throat.
Yeah. That was good. And then all the people like evacuating the city. I thought that was a pretty like crazy scene. Like you just see all the cars like on this highway when this person who's supposed to be a superhero, right, supposed to make these people feel safe, just ends up turning the exact opposite and ends up being one of Megamind's failed experiments. Just like he has a lot of failed experiments. You know what I mean? So I guess that kind of played to that testament as well too, which is good. Hola. So many good things with that. So many just weird pronunciations that really helped his character too.
Yeah, and it makes sense because like most of the time in school, he was only there probably for like a couple of weeks. I'm guessing. And then he's suspended the rest of his life as president.
No, he wasn't like brought up in prison, went to school, didn't do much in school, so he probably didn't have that much speech training or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't know where a window was either.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, this screen is the same. He's like, oh no, sir, it's a window. Oh, yeah. Which was really good too.
I'm glad he didn't have like too many scenes like that though, like him like saying, "Oh my God, what's this?"
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, they did that very very
low key
in a good way. They didn't. Yeah, very quirky. Just as a little additive to his character, which was good.
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything else to add on?
Yeah.
I think we've covered all the bases. If someone else has something they want to talk about,
I don't know how long you guys usually go on for, so I'm just like just chilling.
Just cover what we want to talk about. And until we run out of statements we want to say.
Fair.
Then we axe.
Fair enough. Axe it.
We back it up.
Yeah, I think I really covered. I mean, we didn't really touch on Metro Man's character too much. And you can just see him, being the cocky guy. He didn't really care about the citizens. I think he just cared about the limelight, So that's why he was so easy to just leave it all go, because he was like, he didn't want to actually be the hero, because he didn't really care about the citizens. He was juggling their babies at some point. Like, no person who cares about the safety of these babies, would actually do that. And he was like, I love you, Metro Man. I love you, random citizen. It just didn't really, he didn't really care about the people that much. He was just there to just, be in the limelight, So I think that's why his character, is definitely more fit to be the hero than, of course, Titan's character, because Titan had the inner rage that obviously Metro Man didn't have, which is why he was better.
I'm not a huge fan of Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he voiced the character pretty well. I think he brought the character to life.
Great.
One thing I loved about the movies, like you could tell, like there was a difference between the two quote unquote heroes. Like there wasn't, like the same, qualities of. I mean, they had the same powers, but you could tell, like, Titan wanted to destroy things while Metro Man. No.
Yep.
Yeah, he wanted to, like, just help out, but
yeah,
it's just like you could tell, like, you guys, you said the same. They look the same, but you could definitely tell who's who.
Oh yeah, they're foils, definitely foils of each other.
Yeah, from the get-go, you kind of understand that like Titan's coming from a different perspective, even though Megamind, as his space dad, is trying to push him into a certain direction. Titan from the beginning had a certain agenda, and it was just to get the girl. That was it. That's all he cared about.
Even Megamind knew from the start. You know, when Titan was crashing into all these things and like saying these off-putting things, Megamind was like, man, this is kind of crazy. And then Minion's like, yes, sir. I don't know if he was the right candidate. And he was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. He was just denying that he didn't want this to be another one of his failures, But it ended up being a failure.
Failure. I do think it was. I think it was really fitting to have Metro Man kind of show up at the end of the movie and be like, "I knew you could do it." I guess it just kind of shows that like through the whole thing, like he knew that Megamind was actually, a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like, oh, dude, I love callbacks in movies. I love motifs. I love callbacks. So in the beginning of the movie when Megamind crashes the party,
the robots are dressed up as
the robots dressed up, and then at the end, the same thing happens, and it's Metro Man. It's such, oh my god, so well done.
I thought it was going to take a different turn. I thought it was going to be his next challenge or something for Megamind, like just some random new reveal of oh, this guy or this for leeway into the second movie, kind of.
Yeah, I thought it was super super good the way they did it, and honestly, for a second I was like, wow, I think technically Titan, actually technically Megamind tore down Metro Man's statue, right?
Yeah,
and then just to get one of him erected, which was I thought that.
Yeah, it was a giant minion or his robot.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought that was actually good because I feel like Megamind actually cares about the citizens where Metro Man didn't. He just cared about being popular.
Yeah, obviously.
Which,
pretty obvious.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think it's weird that they didn't have even a little hint of Metro Man after he was gone, after the statue was destroyed and stuff like that. He still did protect the city for how many years? He could have put up something for him, maybe a plaque on the wall. I don't
know. Fuck him. He's gone. He's dead.
Who?
Yeah, Metro who? No, it's Metro City, not Metro Man. I don't know where you got that from.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I didn't think about that.
They really move past.
Statues take a long time to build up.
That's true.
Might have been working on it for years.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, Megamind probably could have built it in a matter of hours. Honestly.
That's also
true.
He
was.
Yeah.
It was building the.
It could also just be a hologram too.
Yeah. But maybe they were just so afraid that Megamind was just gonna destroy it because they didn't know. They thought Megamind was out to kill everyone. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's a kids movie, but
also
not kill everyone.
I don't think there's actually one single death in this entire movie.
You know what I mean.
Something else came to my mind actually. So it's kind of cool. So Metro Man and Megamind, right? But then Titan is just his own little thing. So I feel like that kind of I feel like that actually holds something. They did it on purpose. I think they did it on purpose. There's maybe to draw some similarities between the two. Or
because they were back and forth. You can see that they clearly done this 10 million times, and they were so similar to each other.
Yeah. They did have some similarities. Definitely some similarities, but of course, at the end of the movie, we figured out that
I think the two characters, or the idea is, they're two characters, but they're supposed to come into the same ideal hero that everybody wants. They got the man that the strong strength, the
brain and the bond,
and the mind of being smart. So
yeah,
and then I think you see that with the change of Megamind, and you see that with the change of why do I keep forgetting it? Yes, Metro Man.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting his name.
Just gotta have Megamind, Metro Man, double M's, Eminem.
Eminem.
Bum 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 bum.
Show shock.
Mom spaghetti.
All right, are we ready to jump into our final thoughts and rating out of 5?
I think I really touched on a lot. I feel like I talked a lot.
Well, you get to talk a little bit more because you're up first for the final review.
Oh my god. Oh jeez. So we're gonna give some ratings right now.
Rick.
Oh jeez, man.
Yep, rating
dude,
out of 5.
mean,
You can go ahead.
I'm
Sorry.
trying not to be. No, you're good. I like to not judge things for nostalgia. I do have some nostalgia for this movie, but I watched it again today, and I've watched it, through the years too, not just in 2010 and in 2021. But man, I really, really like this movie. Like I sweat it. I think it's short. I don't have a lot of problems with it. If I have minuscule problems with it that are maybe kind of like technical based. There are some weird scene changes, like some weird scene cuts, but I thought some of the scene cuts were really well done. But man, I don't know what the perfect movie looks like, so I can't rate it a 5 because I don't know what the perfect movie looks like. Like, what does perfection mean? So man, I think I'm gonna rate it. I don't know if you get this. If I could, I rate it a 4.75, but that's kind of weird. I'm gonna rate it a 4.5 just to be even like that. 4.5 out of 5. I mean it too. I mean it.
Yeah, you can rate it whatever you want, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. I'll say 4.5 to be
Hey,
honest.
look, fellow, I gave Over the Hedge a 5 out of 5, so you can give Megamind
Did you
5 out of 5
really?
if you want.
Yeah,
You got a
did.
5 out of 5?
Yeah, I love that
Man.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and,
know. Fair enough. Fair.
that
So did
Rocket
Coco.
movie, too. I can't
He
think of the
laughs.
Yeah.
What was the Rocket movie? I can't think of it.
It
Sky?
Cobra
did,
Sky?
it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Oh, well, I don't want to get back into Over the Edge because.
Oh, here comes Coco. He's like, actually, I thought it was like a 2. Like, oh, you're breaking my heart here, Coco.
It was a 5. I mean, it was a 0. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
All right. Your banter has awoken me. I think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Awoken or erected?
No one, both at the same time,
Ooh.
consecutively.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw in the towel and just say who needs decimals? Just give it a goddamn 5.
There you go.
Yeah, give that.
I'm glad I could
5 out of
open
5.
your third eye.
Absolutely.
Okay, who wants to go next?
Why don't you and Coco go next, and I'll do Tay and then myself.
Okay, so I really enjoyed this movie. I had so much. I know I keep using the word fun. No, I used it in the past couple movies. I know it's so vague and might piss people
No,
off,
it's
but
great.
I had fun.
It's a great word.
I had fun with it. It was enjoyable, and I'm in my mid-20s, and it still blows my mind that this movie was so old. It's not old, but it's 2010. I thought this movie, was 2018, 2017, just because it stands up to comparatively to the movies that come out nowadays.
Absolutely.
And the story was good. I loved the twist. It seemed to have a twist, every 20 minutes on the dot. This and that. And my favorite was, Metro Man coming at the end, and it was really Megamind, and Minion was playing as Megamind. It was just fun, and you knew who was who because it just told you, it was showing you. And I mean, it did have its its issues, but not enough to make me oh, screw this movie, I hate it. Screw that. It was just good overall. I enjoyed it, and I recommend it to anybody who loves animated Disney. I don't want to call it Disney, but animated Disney. And it's vastly underrated, just like Big Hero 6. And I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
Hey, baby boo! God damn, I was not expecting someone else to give it a 5 out of 5. Let's go, baby.
You don't have to say animated Disney. You can just say animation in general.
Animation.
Well, I just wanted to
I knew what you
compare
meant.
because if you say anime nowadays, people think
Well, you don't have to say anime. You can just say animation.
Yeah, we're not going to say anime. We know what you mean.
Oh no, this is I love this as an anime too.
Anamame? Just call it Anamame.
Yeah, that's it.
Anime.
All right, Coco, take us to school.
So, like what you guys said, I agree with your points. There wasn't really any issue I had. I had some minimal issues, the story. Some parts were a little predictable, but other parts were most of the movie was still amazing. And yeah, animation was quality other than the faces being a little stretched a little, but it can't be brain number 2010. um, I'll say, this- what the hell? I'll give it a 5 out of 5.
Oh man.
Wow. I was not expecting for you to say 5. After all you said, I was expecting for you to say a 4 out of 5, possibly a 3. Wow. Okay. God damn.
So Tay will of course give his reasoning for his rating in the next episode. He decided to give it a 3.5 out of 5. So that'll be the first thing that we talk about next episode.
Interesting.
But me personally, I enjoyed the movie. I don't think it was bad by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think it's as good as Over the Hedge. But I do think that it had a good amount of funny jokes and some good moments in there. I think there was a lot of nice like twists and stuff like that. I think a lot of the characters were fun. I didn't really like the design of most of the characters in it. But besides from Megamind and Metro Man, like I thought that the rest of the character designs were just kind of weird. I don't like where they started the movie, but it's a pretty quick, so I guess I can kind of give it a little bit of a pass for that. I think the movie had a nice brisk pace to it. I thought the music choice was a bit on the nose at times, and I didn't like the dancing at the end of the movie. I felt like that was too, just basic DreamWorks bullshit. But all in all, I did have a fun time with it, and it's a nice watch, and I'm going to give it a 4. A 4 out of 5.
Hey! I was not expecting that. I thought you were going to say 3. Wow.
I'm a fan of animation.
Yeah, me too.
There's not too many animated movies that I would rate low. I think really the only one I've given like a one star or something like that is the Lion King remake from 2019.
I think the only movie I'd give a 0 stars out of 5 is Food Fight. I don't know if you guys know.
Have you ever seen Two Girls, One Cup?
All right, we said animation.
Oh, right.
We said animation. All right, Yemmy, that's for next episode.
Yeah.
But Food Fight's a terrible movie. I do not recommend anybody watch that movie in any standard.
It's got Doc Brown in it though. He voices a character.
It also has Charlie Sheen, but
ooh, well,
it doesn't make the movie literally any better.
Well, hey,
you guys should talk about Food Fight one of these times.
You know what? You can recommend it for another fan vote. How about that?
Yeah, I'll recommend it in a little while.
I'm just gonna vote for it. It's like, oh my god, fellows said it was awful. We must recommend it.
Oh god, it's such a bad movie.
Well, most people don't pick bad movies they think are bad because we always ask them to watch it, with us. Yeah. Other than Transformers, I don't think we have any movies that are like lower than like a 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
But fellow, we really appreciate you coming on the show,
dude. I appreciate you having me, dude. It was always a pleasure talking about Megamind, and always a pleasure talking to you, gentlemen. So hell yeah.
Well, everyone, it's time for me, Yemmy the Ferret, to give you a movie recommendation for the next episode in 2 weeks. I decided to stick with the theme of we've been kind of talking about series, right? We've talked about DreamWorks 2 times in the past few episodes, with Over the Hedge and now Megamind. We talked about Star Wars, which was Nick's pick. We talked about 2 Marvel properties. So I wanted to go to another series, and I wanted to watch a movie that I've never seen before. But I've played the game that the movie has with it, and that is 007 GoldenEye from 1995. It was directed by Martin Campbell. And the synopsis is, when a powerful satellite system falls into the hands of Alec Trevelyan, a.k.a. Agent 006, a former ally turned enemy, only James Bond can save the world from an awesome space weapon that, in one short pulse, could destroy the Earth. As Bond squares off against his former compatriot, he also battles Trevelyan's stunning ally, Xena Onatop, an assassin who uses pleasure as her ultimate weapon. I feel like the synopsis had spoilers in it, honestly. I probably should have looked up a different one. That's all right. So we got Pierce Brosnan, who of course plays James Bond. I think this is his first James Bond movie. We have Sean Bean in this, Isabella Scorupco, Famke Janssen, Joe Don Baker, Judy Dench, and Robbie Coltrane, to name a few. I thought this would be another fun series to kind of jump into, because I've played all the 007 games, but I've never really watched any of the movies. So I thought we might as well start with one that's a fan favorite, and then also it's based on one of the first person shooters ever made. So there you go.
GoldenEye, what a good game.
Also, I have a little bit of a fun fact before you guys sign off or something. So apparently, Megamind has a game.
I played it.
Oh,
Wait, you've played this game?
Yeah, I've played it.
Megamind
stream
Ultimate
or-
Showdown?
Yeah, it's pretty basic third-person platformer type game.
Oh yeah. Apparently, so it was released on 5 different consoles.
PS3,
On the Xbox
Xbox,
and PS3,
yep.
it's called Megamind Ultimate Showdown. On the Wii, it's called Megamind Mega Team Unite. And on the PSP and the Nintendo DS, it's named Megamind the Blue Defender. What a weird thing to
The
do.
Blue Defender. That out of all the things that are on the nose, that's on the nose.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
what a weird thing to name 3 different games different, but fun fact.
Yeah, I played that back when I was a trophy hunter. I picked that up because it's like a really easy 100%. So that's why I picked it up and played it. I had no context for anything that was happening in the game, and I don't think it was. I think it was very loosely based on the movie, because there were villains in that didn't. I mean, there was only two villains in this whole movie, that being Megamind and Titan, and in the game there was like a whole bunch of new ones made for the game, so it didn't spoil the experience for me, if that's what you're thinking.
Yeah. The game did not score well at all.
No, I know.
Yeah, definitely.
But fellow,
did
that'd be a
not.
fun little game to play on stream.
Dude, maybe.
You could crush it in a matter of hours, and
yeah, Jesus Christ.
maybe that'll
like
make you a
beer or
seasoned
something.
gamer, huh?
Maybe if I beat
Maybe.
Megamind, I might have to, yeah.
All right. Well, if you don't want to be spoiled, or if you want to join the conversation for GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye from 1995, make sure you watch that before the next episode, which will appear in 2 weeks. And if you want to be just like Fellow, well, that's not going to happen, but you can try and get your movie to win the fan vote. If you want to, recommend a movie to us, you know the drill. Email, YouTube, and or my Discord. All right. Once again, let's all give a big round of applause. Thank you, Fellow, for coming on the podcast.
No,
It was
you
great.
guys get some applause too.
I
It was
am
good
bowing
talking to you
down
guys.
right now.
It was very fun. Megamind's a great movie, but the games aren't great. Don't play the games.
All right.
007.
And I'm sure Tay will be back next week. Like I said, he'll give his little review for Megamind as well. All right. Anyone else have anything they want to say before we sign off?
Watch the next one. or listen to.
Watch the next. That's right.
Watch the next one.
All right. Well, I am Yemmy the Ferret, and I've been here with...
Grady Waffle.
Oh, Kogama.
Go next, Coco. Yeah, I was like, Coco, you
Mine.
can go next. And
I'm just,
All right, let's redo that. I'll cut it.
oh my God.
mine just
I'll go
died.
last.
I don't know
I'll go
what
last.
happened, man.
Coco, just say your name again.
Goku Gamer.
And I'm a retro fellow.
And we are collectively Film Freaks with a Z. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Later.
Yeah.